Afternoon, folks. Hope everyone's okay. Another edition of Wynn's Life. And today I'm just going to speak about an incident that happened in Greater Manchester, in Stockport, regarding a bus driver and a teenager. And what do you think about this outcome? Well, basically, I've seen the videos, and the video was not good at all. Not good at all. And basically, the drivers was complaining that a youth and his gang of mates, feral youngsters, naughty youngsters, were basically trying to rag the door open and went on his bus and being abusive and basically being nasty. So basically on one of the videos, you can see the youngster on the bicycle, basically he's about 15, 16, giving the big one in front of his mates, trying to make a name for himself, like they always do. And basically, the youngsters, he's basically in the face of one of the Caucasian drivers, who was basically in his 50s, and he's basically, could tell, look at the driver's face, the Caucasian guy, that he looks a bit afraid. So he's with another guy, another Caucasian, and a black guy who's the driver. And you see the black driver had his head down, so basically looking to see what's going on, as this young kid got more aggressively closer to his friends. So he says, leave it out to the driver, to the young kid, sorry. And basically the young kid goes, who are you? And starts obviously giving it the big mouth like he did. And basically that antagonised the driver, who's a lot older than the young boy. Now, remembering this driver has been on these Stagecoach buses for a long time, what I've read up so far. These boys have been driving this bus, being attacked a lot over the years he's been at that job, verbally abused. If you know any Stagecoach drivers yourself, you can tell you that they don't suffer abuse, and there's not much protection of Stagecoach, the company itself. Tell me in the comments underneath. But I know a few drivers who basically have been attacked by youth, and bricks and stones and all sorts thrown at them, name calling, spitting, verbally abused, racially abused. It goes on and on and on for bus drivers. I was in Warton a few weeks ago in Greater Manchester, and I see where Warton Precinct is. There's a gang of youngsters every weekend, basically abusing the security guards, who are mainly Asian and mainly black guys, driving fast cars underneath the mall where it's a 10 miles an hour zone, as there's elderly people going to the bingo, young people doing the shopping, and these kids are feral, absolute feral, these kids, man. And the abuse, and the police don't seem to do anything, and they're riding around these sports cars, and I mean, they're going around like American old film, doing 70, 80 miles an hour in a little zone underneath in the car park that leads to Warton Precinct, if you've ever been there before, in Warton Precinct. And these kids are feral. I was formerly a neighbourhood officer for Manchester City Council and Northwards Housing. I was a neighbourhood officer for 11 years. Basically worked in housing and also eyes and ears in the community. I worked with young people on the estates of Colliers, Harperhay, Ancoats, Blakely, Greater Manchester, and I've seen some naughty kids up them sides where we were called neighbourhood wardens, and I was there for 11 years. Basically, I engaged with the youngsters, but the youngsters were very, very hard, were very tough, and to get through to young people isn't easy. That's why I became a youth worker many years ago, to help engage with young people. But back to the video. What I seen in the video was pretty bad. The driver didn't handle himself very, very well, because it's hard in a situation like that, because you're getting racially abused by a youngster. It's trying to kick out with his mates. You're the driver, an adult, you should basically stand off them and say, right, don't do anything. Let this young kid rant on and rave on and blow on himself. And obviously, he tried to earn colours in front of his mates. strike, sorry, in front of his mates. So the driver was basically protecting his mate, basically protecting his friend. Him and the kid basically put hands on each other. You as an adult really should not be putting hand on a child, but in certain situations, if a kid's in your face, calling you names, calling you some of the names, derogatory names, and you end up pushing this kid, and he's pushing you, and then his mates try to kick you, and then it just escalates from there and then. And this is the sad situation in our society today. Young people can do what they want and get away with it. When they enough get away with it, they enough get away with everything. And then this escalated till the older male in one of the situations said, "I'll kill you," which was one of the wrong words to use. But sometimes using that tone in an angered moment doesn't mean you're going to kill that person. When you're being called the N-word, and you're being basically verbally abused and attacked by not just two, you got his mates hanging around, because remember his mates attacked a young lady who was walking past in the video, threw the bottle back at them. What would you do in that situation? You know what I mean? What would you do in that situation? And basically the police got involved, the young youth got arrested, and he was crying. But after all this, the videos were shown, Stagecoach sacked the driver. Basically for doing his job he'd been doing for years and years. Basically trying to protect the community from thugs like that on the street in Stockport. Not just having to go to Stockport, thugs around that bus station, I should have said, that probably cause trouble on a daily basis, who should be at college or should be in school. Yet, they get free money for not doing anything. And the situation escalated because he's a driver trying to look after his friends. His friends should have said right to the driver, right, whatever your name is, blah, blah, blah. Leave them to it. We report it to the bosses, so what the bosses do, yeah? But it escalated. The drivers he was protecting were smirking at a situation where they should have stepped in and helped the driver and says, right to this kid, enough's enough, go about your business, yeah? But this kid, as you can see in the video, wasn't having it. He was not having it at all. They were basically, like I said, abusive. They wanted trouble that day. And obviously the drivers turned around, reacted to this kid, where, as an adult really, it's hard to say that. Some people would have said, we'd have walked away, but some people would have said, we're going to give that kid a good hiding. You know what I mean? But that kid was, he was horrible. His terms he was using were really, really bad. And his friends who were backing him up are just as bad as him. And then the drivers, the two bus drivers, should have stepped in and should have defended their colleague and says, right, come on, right, enough's enough. Let's report it to the bosses. Let's see what it does. Let's see what the police do, and blah, blah, blah. And the police came and arrested the young kid, but Stagecoach just took it further by arresting the driver, who is, as you know, is ethnic minority, which basically these drivers suffer abuse on a daily basis on buses, in taxis. I've seen taxi drivers being abused. I mean, on Manchester Road, going towards Salford Walkden, I've seen young kids who were like 10, 11, 12, throw stones at cars, throw stones at taxi drivers. I've been told by some taxi drivers they can't go in certain areas because the young kids attack them. And it's just sad. These are Asian drivers who are trying to make a living. So just to say, what do you think of the whole situation regarding the driver, bus drivers, and the feral youths? Because me personally, there's a petition going out to try and get this driver back his job. I think they need to give this driver back his job, and basically give this guy a medal. To tell the truth, give him a medal. Yeah, I know he's wrong with his words, but at the heat of the moment, when you basically be attacked by somebody, you say things. I'm just in the park at the minute, Alec Park. It's lovely, peaceful and quiet. Just having a stroll round. Some big ass wood pigeons. massive. Big ass. Oh, he's big. So what would you do in that situation, guys? If you were attacked by a gang of feral youths? Because right now in the UK, the problem is at epidemic proportion. Epidemic proportion. And it seems like it's getting out of hand. It's not getting any better. Even me doing live videos, I've got to choose where I do some videos, because some people like being filmed. And I don't want my phone to be snatched out of my hand or me spat at, because I don't that kind of things don't like it. But what are parents doing to educate these young people? You know what I mean? Asking the kids where they're going. Asking the kids where they're going, because this is the problem we've got right now, especially in talking about the UK where I live. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about America or Copenhagen or anywhere else. I'm talking about the UK, where for years and years and hundreds of years, youngsters have got out of hand, from going back to the days of the gangs of Manchester in the late 1800s. You know what I mean? That were the Pedancoats, that were the Bengal Street Boys. You know what I mean? It's just bad. It's just really, really bad. And what's going to be done? What's going to be done? We don't know what's going to be done, because the police don't seem to be doing nothing. Look at that. Pure birds. Pure birds. Ooh. These parks, this is why you see a lot of rats, man. But you've got to feed these birds and that. But yeah, it's a very cold day. Very cold day to be in the park. I think the cafe's still closed, the pavilion. The back of there, I used to do the kickboxing at the back of the cafe here. I'll show you. Yeah, I'll show you. Old Pavilion Cafe. I think the cafe's open. No, the cafe's still closed. Cafe. Yeah, no, it's actually open. There's an Old Pavilion Cafe in the park. That's on the park in Manchester on a wet, windy, cold Tuesday afternoon, and me talking about crime in Manchester, youth problem in Manchester. And part of the problem as well is because they closed down youth centres, not putting much money into the youth infrastructure. I was a qualified youth worker. I left the youth system back in 2007, 8. I was still helping out as part of the job, neighbourhood office team. My role was to work with young people and engage with young people. But unfortunately right now in the UK, things are going out of hand. Knife crime has basically exploded throughout the UK, where the problem is so rife now that even Idris Elba's got involved, you know. I think more stars should get involved with what's going on regarding knife crime and stuff in Manchester as well, because not just Manchester, in the whole of the UK. I'm going to get onto a knife crime subject on one of the next videos regarding knife crime, because these youngsters, you stop put that basically attack the bus drivers. Basically, imagine if one of these kids have had a knife on them, and one of these kids has stabbed the bus driver. What would have been done? Would have still sacked the bus driver for him trying to justify his actions against the young youths who basically racially abusing him, you know, racially abusing him. When you were calling the other guys' names, it was bad, because the young man was up to his face. You know what I mean? These youngsters are just out of line. You know what I mean? Just out of line. And if you go, you're seeing it all around England. Youngsters wearing black tops, hoodies, black tracksuit bottoms, trainers, smoking the ganja, just being troublesome. And it's just like the system is not helping these kids. But the thing about it, there's things out there for young people more than in some places, because they've got PCs, they've got computers, they've got all sorts of stuff that you can do now. You know what I mean? I know money's hard to get. I know we're struggling. A lot of people are struggling with regarding social housing and stuff because basically the government's taking everything away from families and all sorts of stuff. So the poor seem to be getting poorer. But I can't just blame just all these crimes on just families being poorer. Yeah, there's an example back in Ancoats, like I said, Mars Platting back in the days, Manchester's industrial revolution. I'll admit the housing problem was that bad, that the gangs were formed to try and help themselves, robbing landlords and stuff, etc., etc. But what gives me the excuse in this day and age to be so feral, so wild? Not just young men, but young girls as well. Young girls, young girls. I've seen it for myself in Harper Hay. Young feral youngsters locked up in a door shed, regarding they doing what they're doing to each other, and outcome becomes you have a young child to a 14-year-old. So we've got a new government, Labour, and they've just come into power. And to be truthful, I don't think Labour do. I think Labour may be just as bad as a Conservative government, because what they're doing right now is totally not good. Not good. But to be truthful, they've been left in that situation by the Conservative government. So you see the beautiful park, people jogging, people walking around. That's our old football pitch over there at Alnwick Park. Yeah, Alnwick Park in Manchester. You know, it's a family, one of the biggest parks in Manchester. And this is the home of the Caribbean Carnival in Moss Side, Manchester. Called Manchester Carnival now. It's very, very popular. Very popular. Talking thousands coming in now in the summertime, around August. Get yourself to the Manchester Carnival in August. It's superb. Honestly, God, the diversity is so unbelievable around here. And this park on Carnival Day, it's such a diverse, rich community. Not rich in money-wise, but rich in friendliness. Where it's good. I tell you, it's very, very good. The Carnival, I must admit. It's been very, very good. I wish outside had all the vans outside still. Missed the vans outside. The police took away all that. Extortionate prices inside the carnival for food and stuff. But if you eat before you come in the carnival, or eat on the cheap vendors outside, you're all right. Well, this park is a lovely park, you know. Lovely park. You know. One of my favourite parks in Manchester, this. Yeah. So guys, yeah, what do you think of if you see the video? I think don't know if it's on YouTube still, the video regarding the youngster attacking the bus driver. I saw it, I was shocked, I was gobsmacked. There's a petition going out to get the bus driver back his job, which I think he should get his job back. He should, to be truthful, should be given a medal. Should give him a medal. The only mistake he's made was when he said kill, because the courts can take that differently, you know. And young people can push people. People can push people to new limits, to new heights. Anger's in all of us. What, if you're trying to protect your colleague and your colleague ain't trying to protect you? Something's not right. Because, to be truthful, I'd have spoke up for this gentleman who lost his job. I'd have told him the reasons why. But to be truthful, Stagecoach in Manchester, they should have looked into this a little bit more and said, you know what, this driver's been here a long, long time. I've read the depths regarding the case, and this guy should have looked after and given his job back, because he's protecting his friend, and also when he's out on duty, he's having to protect the public. And when you're a bus driver, taxi driver, you get the most amount of abuse, especially of young people. just for driving your vehicle along the road, main roads. You can get a bottle put through your window, just spat at, all sorts of stuff. And our young people in this generation, we need to stop buying them all this top of the range stuff. Stop spoiling them. Ask them where they're going. Ask them who the peer groups are. Yes, peer pressure can be a bad thing, but we need to take control back of our youngsters. Not that our youngsters take control of us, because that's what's happening right now. And when I talk about knife crime in the next video, I'll go into a bit more detail regarding stuff, because this could easily turn into a situation where a knife was used. I'm sorry that the gentleman lost his job. Regarding people going to say that he should have acted appropriately, but in situations where you're tackled, how can you act appropriately whether you're adult or not? When you're verbally, racially abused and see your colleagues almost getting beaten up, how do you act? Some people are different to each other. Individuals are different to each other. We don't all act the same. We don't all do things the same. Give that guy back his job. Please like and subscribe to my videos. Hope this video is educational. If you get a chance, look at the video. Leave in the comments what you think was wrong. Was that guy right to react to these youngsters? Was he right to stick up for his mates? A lot of us have acted different. Different scenarios, different times. He could have lost his life, but he's lost his job. And that's for doing his job, protecting his bus driver colleague. He was being verbally abused and also threatening abuse, that the youngster was so close to his friend's face that he intervened. And basically, he did the wrong thing by fighting with the youngster and said to the youngster, but also the youngster used words. Yeah, the police arrested him and he's crying like a baby, the young boy. That showed how tough he was, crying like a baby. When he's apprehended by the police. He was no big man then. He was soft. He was to blame. And that's what happens when you're arrested by the police. The so-called hard men start crying. They all start crying. But the two stories in this, one will get a slap on the wrist, one's lost his livelihood. All because young people of today are causing that much problem on the streets, whether it's Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, Leeds. There's some places that people are afraid to go. The police need to do more. The government needs to put more things on for young people. Should have been that boot camp. Hard, tough boot camp or balls for young people. Should have gone sent to the army to fight or educate themselves. There's lots of scenarios we can act for. But only when a young person's been left to his own devices, he can be a ticking time bomb. I've worked with young people all my life. And I know and I've seen it. Young people need to be helped every day, not just for a few days, a few hours. We have to stand by young people and help young people. At the same time, the manners need to be sorted out. Manners come from the home. Everything a young person do to reach adulthood comes from the home. So guys, please like and subscribe to my videos. Share my page. Happy to get 1 million subscribers. That's what I'm after. Maybe it's a long shout, but maybe I could get there, maybe I won't. But guys, have a lovely afternoon on a very cold, not very nice day. And there's the boxing gym, as across. Have a lovely day, whatever you do. This is Wynn's Life. Peace out. Take care of yourselves. safe on the streets, wherever you live. Let's not let young people go the wrong way. Let's help young people to do the right things in life. And let's ask the government to start providing youth facilities for young people to do. So they don't hang around the street doing nothing and causing trouble, smoking the ganja and doing nothing. I'm winning for Wins Life. Take care. Look after yourself.